Hello students, in this video we will see the second numerical example on calculation of EPS and financial leverage. So the example is XYZ company has currently an equity share capital of rupees 40 lakhs consisting of 40,000 equity shares of rupees 100 each. The management is planning to raise another rupees 30 lakhs to finance a major project program of expansion through one of the four possible financing plans. The options are: first, entirely through equity shares; second, rupees 15 lakhs in equity shares of rupees 100 each and the balance in 8% debentures; third, rupees 10 lakhs in equity shares of rupees 100 each and the balance through long-term borrowing at 9% interest per annum; fourth, rupees 15 lakhs in equity shares of rupees 100 each and the balance through preference shares with 5% dividend. The company's expected earnings before interest and taxes (EBIT) will be rupees 15 lakhs. Assuming corporate tax rate of 50%, you are required to determine the EPS and comment on the financial leverage that will be authorized under each of the above scheme of financing. So students, let us see the solution for the numerical example number 2. We need to prepare a statement for the calculation of EPS and for the calculation of financial leverage. So here we will have a particulars column. Then there are four financial plans. So we'll have four columns for all the four financial plans. So first of all, we will start with calculation of the equity share capital under all the four plans. Now the existing equity share capital of the company is 40 lakhs. It is given in the example, and the company wants to raise another rupees 30 lakhs. Now there are four plans. So there is a combination of different sources in these four plans. So in the first plan, the company aims to finance additional capital of rupees 30 lakhs with the use of equity shares only. So as per the first plan, the equity share capital will be existing 40 lakhs rupees and additional 30 lakhs. So the total equity share capital under the first plan will be rupees 70 lakhs. Then under the second plan is to raise equity capital worth rupees 15 lakhs and 8% debentures of 15 lakhs. So there is existing equity share capital of 40 lakhs plus new share capital 15 lakhs. So that comes to total 55 lakhs. Then under the third plan, the company is planning to raise finance of rupees 10 lakhs in equity share capital and remaining 20 lakhs in 9% long-term borrowings. So the equity share capital under financial plan 3 will be existing 40 lakhs plus new 10 lakhs. Then under the fourth financial plan, the company wants to raise the required amount of 30 lakhs, 15 lakhs in the form of equity and 15 lakhs in the form of preference shares. So the total share capital under the fourth financial plan will be existing 40 lakhs plus new 15 lakhs. So it will be total 55 lakhs. So here we finished with the calculation of total equity share capital under each of the financial plan. Then the second point is we find out the number of equity shares. So here we have seen in the example the value of per equity share is rupees 100. Okay, so that way that value of share we will use to find out the number of equity shares. So the total equity share capital under first financial plan is rupees 70 lakhs. So 70 lakhs divided by 100 rupees per equity share, that comes to 70,000 equity shares. Under the second plan, 55 lakhs divided by 100, it will be 55,000 equity shares. Under the third plan, 50 lakhs divided by 100, it will be 50,000 shares. Under the fourth plan, 55 lakhs divided by 100, it will be 55,000 shares. So under all four plans we have calculated the number of equity shares. Then the company also has a plan. In one of the plans, it is going to issue debentures carrying 8% rate of interest. So that will be done in the second plan. So in the second plan, 15 lakhs rupees will be raised in the form of debentures carrying 8% interest. So that we have written in the second plan. Then 9% long-term borrowings also is planned to be raised in the plan number 3. So, and the amount is rupees 20 lakhs. So that we have written in the third plan, under the third plan. Then the fourth plan also has preference shares. So worth rupees 15 lakhs. So we have taken that 15 lakhs in the fourth financial plan. 5% preference shares. So here we have finished with finding out how much is the proportion of each source of finance in the capital structure according to all the financial plans. So next we have to calculate the EPS and financial leverage. For that we have to start with the EBIT. EBIT is always given in the example. So in this example the EBIT given is rupees 15 lakhs. So that will be the starting point. So we write 15 lakhs in all under all four financial plans. 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 15 lakhs and 15 lakhs. Now from this, as I told you earlier, we have to deduct the outsiders financial obligations, outsiders liabilities, that is the interest on the loan, interest on the debentures what we have issued. So that is the first thing we need to deduct from the EBIT. So and after EBIT we write less interest on debentures. So debentures we have issued under the second plan. So debentures, how much money we have raised by issuing debentures? 15 lakhs. And the rate of interest is 8%. So 8% on 15 lakhs, it comes to rupees 1,20,000. So that is the interest on debentures under the second plan. Then next line, we deduct the interest on long-term borrowing. So long-term borrowing we have taken under the third plan and the rate of interest is 9%. So we have raised 20 lakhs rupees by long-term borrowing and the rate of interest is 9%. So 9% on 20 lakhs, it is rupees 1,80,000. So the interest amount under the third plan is 1,80,000. Then plan 1 and plan 4 doesn't have any loan. It doesn't have any debentures or borrowings. So there will be dash. You put a dash over there. There will be no amounts there. And then after deducting the interest, whatever amount will be left, that will be called as earnings before tax. So under the first plan, earnings before tax will be 15 lakhs because there was no interest. Under plan 2, the earnings before tax will be 15 lakhs minus 1,20,000. That will be rupees 13,80,000. Then under the financial plan 3, the earnings before tax will be 13,20,000. And financial plan 4, the earnings before tax will be rupees 15 lakhs. Now after this, the second important thing what has to be deducted from the earnings is the tax. It has to be compulsorily deducted from your earnings. Then in the example the tax rate is given, it is 50%. So from this earnings before tax we deduct the tax at 50%. So 50% of 15 lakhs, 7,50,000. 50% of 13,80,000, 6,90,000. 50% of 13,20,000 is 6,60,000. 50% of 15 lakhs is 7,50,000. So from each plan we have deducted the tax and then the remaining amount what we get, it will be called as earnings after tax. So under financial plan 1, the earnings after tax is rupees 7,50,000. Financial plan 2, 6,90,000. Financial plan 3, 6,60,000. Financial plan number 4, 7,50,000. Now this is the earnings after tax. Now after you get this, we can deduct the preference dividend from this. So next line, less preference dividend. Now here we have issued preference shares only in the fourth financial plan. So the first 3 plans there will be no amount. Only the dividend will be deducted from plan number 4. So how much is the preference share capital? It is 15 lakhs and the rate of dividend is 5%. So 5% on rupees 15 lakhs, it comes to rupees 75,000. So after deducting the preference dividend, whatever earnings are left, those earnings belong to the owners, that is the equity shareholders. So earnings for equity shareholders under the first financial plan will be rupees 7,50,000. Second, 6,90,000. Third,
6,60,000, and fourth 6,75,000.
So now let us calculate the EPS for all the four financial plans. So how do we calculate EPS? EPS is calculated by dividing the earnings for equity shareholders by the number of equity shares. So under the first financial plan, the earnings for equity shareholders are rupees 7,50,000 and the number of equity shares are 70,000. So 7,50,000 divided by 70,000. The EPS comes to rupees 10.71. In the second financial plan, the earnings for equity shareholders are 6,90,000 and the number of equity shares are 55,000. So 6,90,000 divided by 55,000. EPS will be rupees 12.55. Under the third financial plan, 6,60,000 divided by 50,000. The EPS will be rupees 13.20. And for the fourth financial plan, 6,75,000 divided by 55,000. The EPS will be rupees 12.27. After that, we calculate the financial leverage. So the formula for calculating financial leverage is EBIT upon EBIT minus I. I is the amount of interest. So under the first financial plan, there is no interest paid because there is no debentures or there is no loan taken. So EBIT is rupees 15 lakhs. So 15 lakhs divided by 15 lakhs minus 0. So the financial leverage under first financial plan will be 1. Under the second financial plan, the financial leverage will be rupees 15 lakhs divided by rupees 15 lakhs minus the amount of interest. So under the second financial plan, the amount of interest on debentures is rupees 1,20,000. So 15 lakhs divided by 15 lakhs minus 1,20,000. So the financial leverage for second financial plan is 1.087. Under the third financial plan, the amount of interest is rupees 1,80,000. So the financial leverage will be 15 lakhs divided by 15 lakhs minus 1,80,000. So it will be 1.136. The financial leverage under plan 3 is 1.136. Now under the fourth financial plan, again there is no loan taken and therefore there is an absence of interest. So the financial leverage will be 1. 15 lakhs divided by 15 lakhs minus 0. So here we see under the third financial plan, this is the most levered financial plan. That means more amount of loan has been taken in combination with the equity share capital, and the impact of it is that there is an increase in the EPS as compared to the other three plans. The EPS under the third financial plan is the highest, and if we see the financial leverage, that also is the highest under the third financial plan. So if we are to suggest the management about which plan to adopt, which plan to select, we should give the suggestion that the third plan, plan 3 of combining 10 lakh rupees of equity shares and 20 lakhs rupees of long term debt. This plan is the best one because it is the highest, it is the most levered, or it is having the highest financial leverage and also the highest earnings per share. Okay, thank you students.